And as a web developer, I use a language called JavaScript. And I found out that I could mix this JavaScript with my previous CAD skills to in a game engine called Unity, and create a 3D interactive application, which is what I've built behind us there.
Thank you. Have you had any difficulties during making this game?
Yeah, quite a few, to be fair. Because as a web developer, I'll primarily use client-side scripting and things like that, and I've had to pick up quite a bit more of JavaScript than I did know to create game functionality and things like that, but that's about it.
Well, but in the end, it's got excellent result. Do you think actually you're going to show this game somewhere else, or maybe sell to somebody?
Yeah, I mean, there's one of the other students, Joe Ackley, who's good at 3D animation and modelling. We're thinking of getting together and creating a mobile phone version and distributing it as a mobile app.
Well, I think that's an excellent idea. Thank you very much, Greg, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. And now we cut back to Glenn. Thank you.
I haven't seen it yet.
And it's packed out, you can't get in.
You can't get in there. Alright, I'm joined here by Joe, who's on a film course here. Basically, a lot of people might think that film is just watching a lot of films and that's it. So Joe's going to tell us a bit more about the actual course and what's involved. So, what's involved on the film course?
Well, it's run like a real film set. We're assigned different roles from grip spark, director, producer, camera assistant, and we just basically produce short films or pop promos or commercials. It's just basically learning and getting ready to work on real sets professionally.
Okay. That's brilliant. And what role have you sort of specialised in this year?
I specialise and freelance professionally as a camera assistant trainee.
All right, brilliant.
For my final year, I've chosen to direct promo as my final piece.
All right, okay. And is that promo here today?
Yeah, it's been exhibited in the cinema, and my show reels on a television right here.
Right, okay. And is that where I've heard all the clapping and
maybe
the positive response? You're hoping so.
People like it.
Okay, and so what can we expect from you after this?
I've got a load of work lined up in terms of camera for the next few weeks, but I'm just going to be building up a show reel, pop promos and short films, I think, as well, for directing.
Okay, and what would you say to anyone looking to get into sort of film?
It depends on what you want. I mean, of course, like we have the Manchester College for Film and TV Production. It's perfect, and it's probably one of the best film courses I've seen, especially in the north, maybe in the whole country.
Right, okay.
But amateur filmmakers, you can get really cheap digital cameras that you can get really, really great footage out of. So.
Okay, that's great. Would you need like a substantial budget to get into the film course, or can you just turn up and you'll be fine? They've got the equipment there?
Turn up, we have a lot of professional standard equipment that you see a lot in the field of professional work. So yeah, we're set up for that as well.
That's great. So Manchester College, they've got a lot of the equipment there. You can see examples of that work here. You can see examples of Joe's work. It's around the corner. It's getting a great response down here. Thanks for joining us.
Manchester College because I heard a lot about it. It was recommended by the teachers from school, got the prospectuses, went to a lot of the open evenings. It seemed like a really good place. People seemed friendly who interviewed me.
I came on an induction day I got shown around the college and I thought the facilities were really good, and when they told me what I was going to be doing in the course, I thought it was good for me.
Anybody who was given a place on the course was sent a welcome pack. They would tell you, where the public transport systems are located. You also got a list of accommodation that would be affordable and then ideally situated to where we were studying.
The resources at the college are brilliant. They're very practical, like all the software that are on all the machines is regularly updated, so you're always kind of ahead of everyone else. The gyms at another local campus at Openshaw is good for people who like to keep fit.
There's the library and there's the IT computers. The library is really good because you can just pick up a book. It's good for research.
They also have computers in there. You have a library card and you can catch up on some work on the computers.
It gives you the opportunity to go and study in your own space if you need to. We use the books and the lady in there helps us find anything we need.
We have our own theatre with 100 seats in there for when we perform. We have a costume department. We've got an on-site IT suite, with full internet access and things like that. So getting access to information and things is not really a problem. You just walk down the hall from one of the classrooms that you're in and there you go.
The common room is good because you could just go up there anytime you want, chill, meet up with friends, work, have something to eat there because there's vending machines in there as well.
There's loads of support in college, such as youth workers, which we have here. They're so friendly. If you have a problem, you can just go and talk to them.
There's a financial advisor who does a drop-in session. You can pop down there and speak to them if you've got any financial difficulties, and there is additional support like bursaries that they can offer to you if they think that you really need the support, along with your student loans.
I've found out I've got dyslexia. They tested me for it when I came, and I've had a lot of support with my English and my maths and even my assignments.
When I was done my first year at Manchester College, I met a few friends, and one of them just happened to be playing for England, cerebral palsy, which is one of the disability teams, and it's a disability I've got as well. So I've been with England now 2 years. When I've been playing for the team, I've had a lot of support from the college and from the tutors. If I've been away, when I've come back, I've always had the help needed. The support of the college is fantastic with it, so it really helps.
I would recommend it, definitely, because it's got the right equipment, it's got the right facilities.
The tutors are great. They offer a wide range of courses.
They all hands-on and they know what they're doing, and they got the right people behind the courses, and you learn a lot about the industries that you want to get into, so I suggest they do come down and check it out.
Thanks for joining us again. I've been joined here by Viola. She's put together a documentary, or is it? If you could just tell us about your programme.
Well, I created a short documentary, but also I added a little bit of fiction into it, which people who coming here into this exhibition don't know about it. So it's going to be a surprise for them when they watch and they discover that, or hopefully, that something is wrong about it. The documentary is about the hypnosis, and my people, they basically experience some side effects, but they are not normal side effects like you're experiencing after like therapy.
Yeah.
There are side effects which are unusual, and I decided to basically create something funny to make fun of people who are using hypnosis therapy. My side effects is dancing like a monkey and being very, very happy. However, I was trying to make it into like in a serious way, like a proper documentary, to make people question it. To question if it's real or not, because nowadays so many people believe in everything what they're watching on the television. So I want to create something ridiculous that they actually can question, oh my god, is it actually real or not?
So it can be quite believable.
Yes, it is. However, do not make it too serious. I added those special bits, which you can watch later, which is supposed to question like all things. Because when you start watching from the beginning, it looks like a normal documentary. But when you watch later on, start having all those side effects and all those ridiculous images, will make you question like, is it actually realistic? Is that happened to somebody?
And what was the inspiration behind the piece?
Chris Morris and his documentaries.
Right, okay. And how long does a piece of work like that take? I mean, people will just watch it and won't understand how much work goes into that.
It took me a few months. However, I suppose I could do this in a shorter period of time, but because I was working with the actors and they've been calling sick, they've been cancelling the filming dates, so you have to add extra time. And basically, if you're planning the production, small production like I did, you need to add this extra time to predict a little bit that you have to know that people might
let you down.
Yes, let me down. So you have to add extra time into the production to make sure that even if they call sick today, you still got enough time to finish the production by your deadline.
Yeah, exactly. And what can we expect to see from you next?
Well, that's going to be a surprise.
Well, that's brilliant. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
And you need to get down and check out Viola's work and make your own mind up, whether it's a mockumentary or a documentary. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All really started in school. When I was around about 14, never got any attention from the boys. So it was quite a hard time for me actually, especially in high school. I think that's one of the worst times to ever be fat, I suppose. A lot of the kids used to call me Porky. I mean, 2 years after school, still being not just fat but fatter, still living at my parents' house, no boyfriend, still quite isolated, not really a group of friends. You know, I don't think anybody wants to be like that.
I started smoking because all my friends used to smoke, so I didn't want to be the one that didn't fit in really. So when I saw all my mates smoking, I thought, this is quite intriguing. I'll try it, see what it's like. And then, you know, I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest with you, but I thought, all my mates are doing it, everybody around me is doing it, you know, my family smokes. So I thought, if everybody else is going to smoke, then I'm going to smoke as well.
I went through numerous amounts of diets. At first I tried finding the easy, quick option, started buying the pills that would make you lose weight. But what they did was just kind of cancel out your hunger at the time. So whilst you're on the pills you lose a hell of a lot of weight. But as soon as you stop the pills you put on twice as much. So in the end it was either stay on the pills for the rest of your life and barely eat anything or feel hunger, or come off them and be twice as big as what you were before. So then I decided, right, well I'll just make sure I keep to my food diets. And then that's when I started doing the no carbs. Sometimes it would just be eating meats and cutting out a lot of fats and carbs. It wasn't really helping me. It just there was no motivation there to be getting up in the mornings to be doing all this. So that's when I heard about the hypnosis.
Tried to quit smoking quite a few times. Tried most procedures available to me really. I tried the patches, lasted about 2 weeks, didn't work. So I thought I'll try the chewing gum. Lasted about a month, relapsed again. Once I tried something ridiculous. I'd heard this stupid thing that if you eat a cigarette, then it'll take away the taste for it. And so I ate half a packet of cigarettes, and apart from throwing up, that was it. You know, it didn't make me stop. I didn't feel very well for a couple of hours afterwards. And then my friend actually recommended this new procedure. She said to me about hypnosis, and so I gave hypnosis a go.
I ended up choosing hypnosis because my mum's friend suggested it from work. Honestly, when I first heard it, I thought it was just ridiculous. I didn't think I was ever going to do it. But after so many diets and trying, I thought, well, why not? The sessions were good at hypnosis because you start to go once a week, and then when you felt comfortable enough, it would become every 2 weeks. And then eventually I started to feel myself losing weight, mainly around my neck area. It was amazing. It was just a miracle looking into the mirror and thinking, wow, I'm actually starting to take control of this, and I'm getting there. I think my last session was probably about 3-4 months ago. I just found that I regained a lot more control over everything that I was doing in my life, that all these things that I've been wanting to achieve for so long are starting to happen and starting to come true. I'm constantly looking forward. I'm getting everything that I wanted in life. I'm happier more than ever. I don't feel paranoid about my weight. I don't feel like I think about it too much. I feel like I think about it just enough, like enough detail.
Yeah, they told me about the side effects. Possibility you can be sick a few times. They said that apparently people get paranoid and panic attacks. But they said that, you know, there's a strong possibility apparently this happens to a lot of people. They said, you know, breathing like and sickness and but no, that didn't happen to me.
My family, mainly my mother, started saying that she saw some side effects in me. She said some daft things like you'd be walking down the street and you'd turn around and do a spin and dance. And I thought, well, pretty sure if I was the one doing that, I would know what I'm doing. When I was in the supermarket, she started to film me whilst I was walking up and down the aisles, and it actually was that I was dancing and doing spins down the aisle. My mind was just absent from me doing that, you know. That's when I really started to think, how good is this hypnosis, and what has it done to me? Am I still the person that I think I am? I felt unbeatable. But now when I found this out, and I'm doing stuff that I don't even know that I'm doing, it's uncomfortable to watch, you know, that you don't know that you're doing it, and when you find out, it's so scary.
Yeah, I did start to experience some side effects. Not the ones that were mentioned to me. Something completely different. Yeah, my mate Dave came over with a couple of lads, and, you know, we just chilled out and had a bit of a game of footy and that, and yeah, Dave thought it'd be funny to record me. So apparently I do dance and chant and make strange noises, and well, you know, it's embarrassing. I don't really like to talk about it, to be honest. But
so, and going back to the lady who had the sessions with at the hypnosis treatment place, I started to tell her about all of these different side effects that I was having, and I was asking her questions whether or not she has ever had anybody have these kind of side effects before. Are they dangerous? How do you get rid of them? And eventually she did start telling me that she's done a lot of research on it, and she's had at least 1 or 2 patients that have had these side effects, but she said it's a very, very rare condition. Now, the hypnosis lady, she is telling me that I have got 50% chance of absolutely curing this through 1 more session. She said if it goes well, you won't be doing these ridiculous random acts and you'll be back to normal. If I take this last session, then I've got a 50% risk factor of it going the complete opposite way. I don't know what to do, whether to risk going and doing my last session, or to just whether to stay the way that I am now. Could be smiling to people too much, could be giving them the wrong impression, and if I'm not there, if my mind isn't there, anything could happen to me within that time, and I wouldn't even know about it.
So I went back to see the hypnotherapist and showed him the video for himself. And of course, you know, oh, there's nothing to do with us. We've not done it. Yeah. Well, yes, you have, because I didn't dance like a monkey before this happened. Now, I didn't chant at 3 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't giving it any of this or any of that. I wasn't opening my mouth. Oh, there's none of that happening. There was no, you know, waking up, sweating in the middle of the night. That just didn't happen until this happened. So you did do it. You are responsible. The hypnotherapist decided to listen to me. And it turns out that it's a rare condition. And then one night, after, you know, it was progressing, it was getting worse and worse, and I was waking up 2-3 times a night, and then I woke up, and my leg, my knee was facing the opposite way. I dislocated my kneecap. You know, this is getting serious now, and I had to physically put my knee back in place. I had no choice. I had to do that. I had to put it back in, and now I'm taking, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50 tablets a day just to try and recover from this epidemic that's happened because I wanted to stop smoking. And now, what am I going to do? And, you know, I only ever did this hypnotherapist thing to stop smoking in the first place, never mind taking these tablets, and I've got this whole cycle of tablets of leg, and I'm at a point where, what am I supposed to do now? Where am I going to go? What's going to happen? So now I'm at this point where I've got no girlfriend. My friends, they all think I'm like some paranoid, messed up person, you know. My legs, I've got some stupid cast on my leg all the time. What can I do? One piece of advice I'd give to anyone is, don't do it.
Hi, we've managed to grab hold of Danny, who's in TV and film broadcast. He's got a few projects on the go at the moment. He's going to tell us a bit more about them. So, what projects have you got here today?
Well, I've got a commercial I shot for AT&T Communications, part of the Mo Film competition.
Yep.
And also I have a short film,
Right, okay.
which I did for part of my degree.
Okay. And what does the short film entail? What's it about?
Well, it's kind of centred on, the idea was originally about isolation, about loneliness.
Okay.
So I centred that on an old man who'd lost his wife, widower,
okay.
and he struggles with that and how he deals with that.
Okay. And how do you get inspired for something like that? What's the sort of thought process?
Well, really, it come from an original idea we had about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Which was kind of thinking about someone who doesn't buy into the whole, in today's society, of 15 minutes of fame, and kind of not buying into how they look, vain lifestyle that you see everywhere these days.
Yeah.
So it kind of was grew from that, really.
And then just moved on from there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant. And what other projects are you working on at the moment?
Well, at the moment I'm writing a TV series.
Right, okay.
Which is kind of, hopefully, if I can try and get a pilot together.
Yep.
And hopefully move on with that, expand that, take it to production companies, see if anyone wants to run with it.
Okay.
Because I'm into writing as well, I do a bit of writing on the side. I wrote both the scripts that I filmed,
Wow.
So that's kind of where I'm headed at the moment.
So big things, really.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
Well, that's brilliant. So what would you say to people to get them down here today?
Well, I think it's a great exhibition.
Yep.
We've got some great films on show, some great work from the other departments who are graduating.
Yep.
But really, just it's kind of inspiring to see, you know, young people.
All the work today it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's a good way of connecting with other people and their skills and working together, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of it is it's about, especially with our film and television, what we do.
Yeah.
It's about working together.
Yeah, networking.
Big, yeah, networking.
Yeah,
also
exactly.
about, you know, working with your peers, taking ideas from each other.
Okay.
Taking them forward. I mean, any idea is small, but it takes a lot of people to turn it into something big.
And what sort of work is involved? How long did it take you to come up with the short film?
Well, the short film, like I say, originally come from an idea I had about 2 years ago. Then, summer of 2011, I expanded it, turned it into a script, and then put it into production. It took about a month of pre-production.
Wow, okay.
It was about 2 weeks of shooting, and then another 3 weeks of editing to get it to the stage that it is now.
Yeah. Wow, that's brilliant. So it's something you really need to come down here and check out. Some great work there, great work all around today. Now over to Viola, who's with someone else for you to take a look at. Should I look at you or the camera?
Whatever. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Thank you, Glenn. I'm here with Mike, our graphic designer. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Thank you. You created this amazing installation behind us. Could you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, basically my inspiration behind it was my relationship with my girlfriend. So it's a visual exploration of all the choices that I've made in the past few years that have led to my relationship with my girlfriend.
It's truly amazing. Do you have any problems with creating this installation?
Yeah, well, like as you can see, it's pretty intricate. I probably spent about 36 hours trying to tie all the string up and put all the bits together, so that was quite difficult. Plus with getting ready, getting the whole of the exhibition space ready as well, on top of doing my own thing, it was quite hard work.
What about the prints? I can see those prints over there. It's how much does it cost?
A lot of money, basically. There was only 2 printers in Manchester that could print exactly what I wanted. So it cost me about 270 quid just for the actual prints. So in total, it was a lot of money. It was worth it though.
Thank you very much. Do you see your work shown anywhere else, or what would you like to do with your installation later?
I'm not sure, to be honest, because it's quite site-specific, because it's been set up with the posts from the actual place in mind, so I'm not really sure. I think my girlfriend kind of wants to keep the prints for us, because it is kind of like a map of how our relationship started, so it's quite personal. So I might just keep them.
I've seen you've got digital version of your project as well. Do you want to show it somewhere online to be more available for people?
Well, I've already uploaded it to YouTube, so you can access it on YouTube. I think the nature of it, because it is so personal, I'm not sure whether people would really be that interested in it, but if they are, then they can get it on YouTube.
Anyway, thank you very much. Your work is amazing. I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.
Cheers. Thank you.
And now we come back to Glenn. Thank you very much.